Hello and welcome to another tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you how I made Mr. Foxy holding a cup, and the cup is made of polymer clay. I sketched out a character and tried to make something very similar. So I've taken a pipe cleaner and folded it in half, but I haven't folded it all the way, just bringing a round edge, and that's going to be the head. And I want a very chunky body, so taking one around a third of the pipe cleaner, and I'm seeing how big I want the arms to be. So they're going to be 5 centimeters, and folding it around the base. The pipe cleaner I started off with, and then another 5 centimeter, and I'm going to cut off the rest of it. So I've got 5 centimeters on both the ends for the arms, and I'm folding in the sharp end. Now I'm covering it with where the sliver is, and I'm going to go around, and I started off with the limb just to cover the wire first, then I'm going to build on the shape. So I'm taking the sliver all around and felting it down for just giving it a bit of stability. Adding another pipe cleaner, a piece of pipe cleaner. I think it's half of it. And I've just added it in between the legs, so it gets a bit stable. Now it looks like a frog at the moment. If you've done a dissection of the frog in biology, it looks like that. But you have to keep building on, and every piece that I make is for the first time. So I've got the side posts sketched out. So I need a lot more on the tummy, and the back can be flat because you're going to have a fluffy tail at the back. So I'm going to keep adding wool until I get the desired shape and size of it, because I want a nice cuddly Mr. Foxy that is a bit chunky. So I'm going to keep adding wool to it. This is the muzzle, and I've just rolled some wool, and I'm adding it right onto the face. Like, I haven't felted it out first, I'm just felting it on top of the face and shaping it, shaping the mouth and where the nose is going to be. So I know how big the muzzle I want it to be. And I have to keep referring to my sketch so I know that I'm doing the right thing. When I started felting 2 years back, 2.5, I think, I drew a quick sketch and I tried to felt that, and it didn't turn out very good. And that was just the beginning of needle felting, so maybe that's why. So I just gave up and I never tried again till now. And now I think I've done a better job, like bringing my sketch to the form of a figurine, because you do get better when you do felting, and with felting you do get better really quickly. So it's just getting the hang of it, making the lower side of the mouth. And I was used to making little characters because I did children's books, and I do children's art, so I liked making little characters in watercolors. I'm adding more wool to the cheeks because I want it to be fluffy, and the fluff is going to be hanging around the cheeks, adding more to the back as well. So you get a nice rounded shape. I've got my sketch in front of me, so I keep following that. And in the sketch, you can see the sides of the face are really big, sticking out. So I'm trying to get that shape. And with wool, you have to add a little at a time. So here the eyes are going to be, but I think I made really big holes and they were not exactly where I wanted them to be. So making better ones now, a bit further apart. The ones I made before were too close together, so I added more wool. Now I'm using my owl tool and plastic eyes. First I get them in the right position and then I'm going to glue them in. Adding more wool around the eyes so they don't seem to be popping out. But I usually make lids, but as you can see, my sketch just got two dots for eyes, and I'm trying to get that because if I add lids, it's going to make it more realistic, and I don't want that. For the nose, I've done with all my characters that I make the nose on top of the face. I don't shape it separately, just shape it right where it's supposed to be so I get the right size. So I've taken some black wool and I've put it right where it's supposed to be and I'm shaping it. As it's a cartoonish character, it doesn't have to have much details, just an oval shape of the right size. I'm using some dark brown wool to make the lines of the mouth, the line underneath the nose. Now the fun part begins and I'm adding color. I've mixed up two oranges that I had. One is a carded wool and the other one is a merino top, and I just mixed them up so I get the right shade. I'm going to cover and have to be careful to leave the white space because the white part comes right under the chin and around the face. So for this I've got a New Zealand top and it's a bit thicker than merino top, and I really like it because merino is really soft, but this one is nice if you want to add fur. It's really good. I'm adding the white around the muzzle as well. Now around the head, and I have to keep in mind that I have to add ears to it, just giving it a little bit of shade of light orange right on the top, going around the limbs, and the tip will be done in brown, dark brown. Now for the hands, going around with the dark brown wool, and I'm leaving a piece of it hanging out where the thumb is going to be. I'm just rolling it out and shaping the thumb. So it's going to be like a boxing glove with just the thumb sticking out because it's a kind of a cartoon character, so haven't don't need to get into details. I just need the thumb because I have to put a mug in his hand. So I've added more wool to the thumb and given it shape with my needle. So you keep stabbing it until it's nice and firm. Adding white to the front part. And adding little bits of orange so it looks natural and I don't have a very definite line between the white and the orange. Covering the legs, and the tips will be dark brown. Now this is done and I need to make a tail. So I've taken another pipe cleaner. I'm just measuring out how much I need. And after cutting it, I'm rolling it in cordial sliver and I want it to be a bit chunky as well. So I'm making it thick. Now for the tip of the tail, I'm adding some white wool as you add fur. So I'm just tapping a line right in the middle, joining the white around the tail and just folding it over and stabbing some more so it's nice and secure and I get a fluffy tip of the tail. So I'm going to go all around the same way. I'm not adding too much of it because I don't want it to be over fluffy. So just a piece around the white part. So I've covered the rest of the tail with orange and I'm going to make that fluffy as well. So just that the tip is covered and you get the fur all around. And the same for the orange part. Just as you add fur, you stab right in the middle and then you fold over and you stab some more so it's nice and secure. The same way I'm going around the tail. Now I'm not adding too many layers so it doesn't get too fluffy. So I'm giving it a trim now. And you've got a nice side of it. can keep that side on the outside and then join it, adding a bit more white because I thought it's a bit not as fluffy as I wanted it to be. For the ears, I've taken orange and brown color and I've placed it as I want it to be, the brown part on the top and the orange at the bottom, and I'm shaping a triangle, just keeping it there. I'm adding some light color. I think it's eggshell merino on the inside of the ear. Add light pink if you want. As I want to give it a fluffy look, I'm using a reverse needle and I'm going very carefully around the white part and a bit of the orange. But if you go too deep on the orange part, as you've used the core wool, the core wool is going to come out. The white part is okay, but for the orange, I'm using a brush, the eyebrow brush, and just trying to give it a fluff. Placing the ears, marking them with pins. Once I've placed them in the right position, I'm going to stab them down and make them secure. And this Mr. Foxy has got big ears. I'm using my reverse needle around the tummy and the sides so I get the fluff out. And once I've got the fluff out, I'm going to give it a trim and a brush with the eyebrow brush and going around the orange. And I don't have to do it too much at the back because the tail's gonna come at the back. For the green scarf, I've used light green color and just stabbing it on, watching my sketch and seeing how it goes. So it goes right around the neck. I've got the two ends coming down the front, so they have to be underneath the part that goes around the neck. I'm adding another part to it so it looks natural and not just one strip. So now it's got some depth to it. Using a thin piece of wool for the eyebrows in black color. I've just cut out a really small piece. I'm stabbing it down. So it's got nice looking eyebrows. Trying to give it fluff, so instead of using my reverse needle, I'm using a normal felting tool, multi-tool, and just getting some fluff out. Because if I use a reverse needle, the white color comes out. You can use it in the front. So now we have to attach the tail, and I have to attach it in a position so it can stand, like it can put its weight on to the tail and it can stand. So I've made a hole right at the bottom, and when I know it's in place, I've glued it on, and after gluing it, I'm felting it as well. So now for the polymer clay mug, just rolled out some clay into a cylindrical shape and with the thickness that I want. I'm using a tool. It's a ball tool just to give it a shape of the mug, making the edges nice and neat. It's not going to be perfect because I'm not really good with polymer clay. Like I've just started off doing some stuff. This is the handle, and I had to measure it so it goes around the hand nicely. I'm attaching that. Once it's nice and firm, I'm going to bake it, giving some shades to Mr. Foxy using my makeup. Just very subtle shades around the eyes and the chin. I've painted the mug in yellow using acrylic paints, and I've added a coat of Mod Podge on it. So this is done, and I'm really happy with it. I hope you liked it too, and please do subscribe if you liked my tutorials, and I shall make more. Thank you very much for watching.